สวัสดีครับคุณผู้ชมวันนี้ก็กลับมาพบกันอีกแล้วนะครับวันนี้เราก็กลับมาอยู่ในบรรยากาศของลีกอเมริกากันบ้างนะเป็นลีกของพรพันธ์เกิดปราดนะครับลีกโปรวอลเลย์บอลเฟเดเรชันเอาละผมวันนี้ไอ้ก็มีไฮไลท์ของพรพันธ์เกิดปราดและเพื่อนร่วมทีมมาฝากคุณผู้ชมทุกท่านนะครับดูกันแบบเต็มตาเต็มใจได้เลยนะถ้าใครยังไม่ได้ดูนะครับแล้วก็อย่าลืมถ้าชอบคลิปนี้คอนเทนต์แบบนี้ของลูมีคอมเมนต์ก็ฝากกันกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามช่องลูมีคอมเมนต์กันด้วยและอย่าลืมกดกระดิ่งเวลาอัพคลิปใหม่ๆจะได้ไม่พลาดนะครับแล้วก็ต่อจากนี้ไปจะเข้าสู่บรรยากาศของทีมชาติจะแล้วนะ VNL นะครับอีกไม่กี่วันจะแข่งแล้ว VNL 2025 นะเตรียมลุ้นทีมเชียร์ไปกับนักวอลเลย์บอลสาวไทยของเราได้เลยนะครับปีนี้บอกเลยว่าสนุกสุดมันแน่นอนเพราะว่าโค้ชออสกลับมาคุมแบบเต็มตัวนะวันนี้ลุงมีสไตล์ก็ต้องขอจากลาไปด้วยไฮไลท์สวยๆกันเลยนะครับแล้วพบกันใหม่ในคลิปต่อไปสวัสดีครับ
PVF have invested heavily in really good challenge system. Tay Braun off the top, dug easily by Anai off the block touch. And Abercrombie inside the block of Veronica Stone in the kill, her second.
For San Diego, we've seen two.
Perfect reception by Lund, one-on-one. Pretty good block touch that time by Shampoo. Lund again, no right side to Stone. That's a miss. Comfortable with one another for the start of the season. Again, Anai, very good overhand pass, and that off of Stone and out of bounds.
To her side of the net. She's got a big arm out of the University.
Tied at 14, opening set. Working on Schwann. That pass is too easy. Free ball, but a tough one. Tabron, what a good block touch. Saving a point by Hansen out of the middle. Abercrombie is dug, but cannot be controlled by... Coming on now as a serving specialist. 8 substitutions. Unlike collegiately with 15, and unlike internationally. Oh, that's a really good swing. Nice swing by Courtney.
The University of Washington, really impressive as a Pac-12 athlete. And look.
Lund now 3 of 12 in attacking. Oh, right through the block and down. Kaz Brown been very, very good in both phases.
Quick arm like Kaz Brown running that quick set. Your hands have to shoot over the net, not just up.
Kaz Brown 2 of 3 in attacking. We'll give you Schwann's numbers. Not a perfect pass. Good block deflection. Murphy, first contact. Brown again. That ball's in. Very good transition offense, and Orlando rolling right now. Set point number 1 for Brown and the Orlando Valkyries. Stone on the slide, not great contact. Anai looking high, hands and gets it. A really solid run in the latter stages of this opening set. The leader offensively last year in Orlando. Impressive in the opening set, Holly.
I thought so. I thought they were very balanced.
Standing rookie, 13th overall pick out of SMU on to serve. The Valkyries in their home blue uniforms. And another off-speed shot gets to the floor, 3 kills. Perfect pass by Schwann. Boy, kaboom, love that offense. What a delivery that time by Shampoo. And what a...
With that first contact, Courtney Schwann, her platform just lit. And I like that matchup.
Right side, good block deflection by Schwann along with Kaz Brown. Anai out of the back row. What an explosion behind the 3-meter line.
Adora Anai, known for her arm, just watch the ball explode off of her hand. Beautiful location.
And her rest and her training off the floor. It's going to be a huge addition to this team and to the league. Schwann, nicely done. Played in Italy last year. She's used to seeing some of... Oh, tough serve. Look at that pass. Wonderful reception. Block deflection out of the middle by Stone. Dug easily. Beautiful by Georgia Murphy, the libero. Murphy again. Anai off the edge of the block and out of bounds. Number 14 in blue.
San Diego there, well-formed block, but Adora Anai uses that beautiful tight hand of the block to score this point. See, the pretty well for the San Diego point.
Yeah, San Diego's going to have a lot of upside offensively once Lee Daeyoung or Daeyoung Lee gets very, very comfortable with all of her attackers. Nice contact by Schwann. cover by Schwan. Annihilating the block of San Diego.
That young Lee got really disciplined with her hands, and they go right back. They like that matchup.
Such an arm. Just a short approach, and she's still able to get a lot of heat on the ball. Blackwell. Nice cover that time by Lund. Excellent read. Shampoo, Abercrombie off speed. Tabron. Once again, just tooling the block. The start of season number 2 in the PBF. Off speed, Shampoo all over that. That is a poor set and a better block by Anai, who says, come on, I got you. That's that matchup again. Give you the hitting numbers for both of these teams. Nice play by Tabron. It's a very, very balanced Orlando team with Anai, Abercrombie to go along with Schwan. Good read by Shampoo. Schwan again, ripping 4-4. Dug by Lund. Right on top of the net. Perfect first contact. Dug by Tabron. Free ball. That's how you play transition volleyball. Beautifully.
Loved about that play is Adora Anai. She knows this ball's coming over. She steps in front of Brittany Abercrombie, takes it to set up the off base.
Perfect pass, Kaz Brown again, and that off of Venegas.
12 swings. Anai passes it over offensively.
Abercrombie, Lund, very, very good pass, one-on-one. Block deflection, nicely done by Shampoo. Two players there defensively, certainly better than none. First contact by Shampoo. Good set in transition. Smart by Abercrombie. Nice dig by Venegas. Chance here by Tabron. Tough one. Dug nicely. Georgia Murphy, the libero for Orlando, has been rock solid. Tabron off the edge. Murphy again right on cue. And there's Abercrombie. Brittany Abercrombie in trance.
Orlando's block have really been impressive. In good spots, Georgia Murphy feeding her.
Rare, poor pass by Schwan. Tabron a little bit late. That is not good work on that free ball by San Diego. Anai. Kaz Brown is on fire here offensively.
I did not like the first play by Orlando. They could have taken a free ball. Fortunate for Orlando, they got another chance, and Kaz Brown exploding off 1 foot.
Better. And Kaz Brown, number 11, the middle blocker. Another shank pass. Tabron is kind of feast or famine in the reception game right now. Got to be much more consistent, and Anai has been all night.
Offensive balance that's going to take Orlando a long way.
Boy, Dalkey's getting a lot of work right off the sideline, having sat through the first couple of sets and then some. That's a touch off the block. I am very impressed right now. In system again. What a good roll shot. Schwan has all the weapons. All-American out of the...
Courtney Schwan is one of the best in the game.
Tabron 8 kills on 25 swings. Anai again. Good read by Venegas. Deep into area 5. Schwan again getting her exercise. So's Venegas. Quality point by both teams. San Diego really needs it. Good save by Dayon Lee. Smart shot. Look at that pass by Murphy. Oh, shampoo.
Train back on the right track if you are a Valkyries fan, and they are well on their way. Rasky dug in the back row by Schwan.
Sorry. Oh, okay, so I accidentally passed that ball. I am sorry. That came at us. Good defense, just a little out of control there from the right side.
I mean, I'm win.
What can Brittany Abercrombie do? A diving save, left arm. It actually works out that she's left-handed in this scenario. She's got all that power with her left arm.
Rasky dug by Goodpart. Abercrombie dug by Rasky. That is tight. And that nice pass to Shampoo, who tees up Abercrombie on the D-ball.
It's absolutely beautiful. Whenever you've got a fire and your setter is in the front row, you have to have offense from that right side of the court. Fast arm swing can take care of it.
21 kills against the Valks in their last match, and that is going to be interference above the net. That was still Orlando's ball. I mentioned the 21 kills for Ava Pritchard against Orlando. She added 10 more against San Diego and was named the Pro Volleyball Federation Player of the Week in week number 4. Didn't play a ton last year, did Pritchard, but she has made her opportunities count this year. I'll tell you, back to last year, Adora Anai.
Adora Anai is a point scorer for this Valkyrie, but they're on the outside.
Top 10 also in kills per set. August Rasky calls her own number. She is likely the most offensive setter in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Abercrombie, plenty offensive herself. The leader in kills and points.
Cannot give Abercrombie any kind of space on the net. You see the lane that she has in between that outside blocker and the middle.
Set early. Shampoo back to serve. And it's a good one. Snyder does what she can with it, and Natalie Foster puts that ball down. It is going to be interesting, Madison, to see which of these youngsters becomes the Rookie of the Year at the end of this season. Natalie Foster.
First in the league in hitting efficiency, hitting .438 on the season as a rookie, playing against other All-Americans, national champions. That is so impressive.
And also tied for first in the league as a middle in.
Minded, so I like the decision to push through them often and early.
Adora Anai gets plenty of swings early, often, and you can see why.
Emphasis, if they're in system on serve receive, to run through her.
Good effort there defensively by Pritchard, but could not keep that ball off the tape. That was easy pickings for Natalie Foster. Schwan off speed. That's good enough for Courtney Schwan.
Courtney Schwan has a ton of...
Opportunity here for Orlando. Schwan this time goes 4-4, induces the overdig, and Kaz Brown puts that ball down in a hurry.
Ogilvie on this dig, just controlling it nice and up, but with all of that power behind the swing, it caused the overpass. He's had double-digit kills in 2 matches in a row, and that just exemplifies how balanced this Orlando Valkyries offense is.
And how hard it is to stop. Kathy George was telling us that.
Gus is what she said.
Off the slide, Grote dug. Anai. Picked up by Pritchard. Opportunity here for Orlando, and off 1 foot, Natalie Foster puts it down.
So before I ever watched Natalie Foster, she can hit just about any set, any sharp angle, anything. Natalie Foster's legit.
Back row, Abercrombie. And that's an attack error. Not a whole lot that Nelson could do off balance, just trying to roll the percentage. The Valkyries at 266 and Grand Rapids themselves at 250. Abercrombie Better offense there by Orlando.
Orlando Valkyrie's service pressure is on right now. Grand Rapids rise on.
Train back on the right track if you are a Valkyries fan, and they're well on their way. Rasky dug in the back row by Schwan.
Sorry. Oh, okay, so I accidentally passed that ball. I am sorry. That came at us. Good defense, just a little out of control there from the right side.
I mean, I was just staring at it. I don't know what I was going to do if it made its way over here. Brittany Abercrombie knows what to do, though.
Amen. She's got such range, and she's a lefty, too, so opposing blocks are having trouble lining up on her.
Murphy lays out. Schwan puts it down, and Orlando strikes first. 25-18.
Overall.
Back and forth early. Now the team switch sides, and it's Orlando operating from right to left, and Courtney Schwan strings together a couple of kills, Madison. The one pass there by Adora Anai, and Courtney Schwan was the beneficiary. Pin-feeding pin, Madison, one with the pass. Abercrombie back to serve. And that is roofed. Shampoo Goodpard and Kaz Brown teamed up on the right side of the net for the Valks. Back to Brown. And out of play, that will be a point for Orlando.
Watch Kaz Brown on the slide. She's just as good behind the setter and off of 1 foot at that set, causing that snap and for it to go down.
Speaking of snap, Brittany Abercrombie out of the back row.
Brittany Abercrombie can...
Similar in terms of production, it's quite staggering. Off 1 foot, there's Natalie Foster.
Smooth, deep swing, so she's very versatile with her attack. And then you see her there avoiding the hands of the block.
Wow.
Exactly. Carly Snyder is as experienced as they come, so I can only imagine that she's learning and gaining so much knowledge from playing behind a player like that.
Opening up the court, getting comfortable being targeted on serve receive. And she likened Carly here in set 2. Interesting.
Here's the thing, you have to be in system, you have to have a good, clean first contact to run effective.
Speaking of effective, another kill by Natalie Foster. That's now 5 on 6. Positive block touch there by Orlando. That ball is tight though, and that'll be a point for Courtney Schwan.
That was a very mature shot, really cleanly.
Abercrombie. Ogilvy finds Snyder, dug by Yosia. Abercrombie hesitated for a second, good cover there by Schwan. Anai covered by Yosia, kept up and shoved to the back corner by Brown. Snyder, the attack error, and that is the value of quality defense. Cameron Turner subs in to the back row for Grand Rapids. Speaking of back row, Brittany Abercrombie terminates once again.
In set 2, the Orlando Val kids come to these volleyball games. Orlando's a great hub for young girls and young boys wanting to come watch good volleyball and have a clear path of where they can take the sport.
What an up by Nani Yosia, and that ball is down. Great work by Orlando, and it all started with that initial good defensively manning the net.
She's really quick laterally, so side to side, she can get there just like she did right there and close the block. She's very disciplined. She waits to see the set, and then she moves because she trusts herself. And how
they've reeled off wins in each of those last 4 matches they played. Look like a totally different team now, and Schwan goes back to work offensively, and that's a tough one for Grand Rapids. They had the momentum, they just couldn't see to the front row for Grand Rapids. Leon, who has been a practice player for the vast majority of the season, has been activated here of late. Shampoo took that ball on first contact. That's an out-of-system ball to Abercrombie, and Brittany Abercrombie puts it down.
Brittany Abercrombie's got.
Snyder to serve. Anai backs up on it. And Grand Rapids does everything they can just to get the ball back. Anai caught hands. Pritchard takes some off. Great work defensively by Abercrombie. That's still up. Are you kidding?
Oh my gosh! And the crowd goes wild. That was insane. I thought that play, that explains it right there. We thought that play was over. The defense, the scrappiness, the read, the discipline, and then the little stare down from a.
Orlando was side out away. It's Anai. Off the cross. And Adora Anai goes 4-4 to seal set 2.
That 4-4 is a beautiful swing by Anai.
Due for a Natalie Foster race. Lynn Ogilvie says not yet. Back set Abercrombie, kept up by Rasky. Good defense by the setter. Off speed, out of the back. Crafty by Adora. I thought I heard the horn, which means we might see a challenge coming in.
Raven Colvin on the court. She's so athletic. She jumps so high. She's a two-time All-American. She's had a whole lot of success in college.
Carly Snyder was a national runner-up at Florida for her own part. Ball dug over the net. Opportunity for Orlando. Shampoo calls her own number and is turned back by Colvin. Anai. Colvin got a hand up there again. Another look for Anai at the pin. Snyder dug by Schwann. Abercrombie drops it in down the line. Hello, IQ. The blocking in this set has to feel good for Amy Pauley, who feels like that part of their game is still building. Career at Purdue also won gold at the Pan Am Cup for the United States. Back in 2022, Rasky calls her own number. Nor assists. Have not seen a whole lot of Orlando's first round draft pick this season. Welcome back to Orlando, Florida. A touch call against Grand Rapids. You get to put a point on the board, magnified even more. Abercrombie. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Her punish volleyballs the way she can, up close in person.
And they're leading by one. I completely agree. Coach Kathy George is making great decisions.
Courtney Schwann beat Bastianelli.
Great set by Shampoo, who's having to come off of the net about 12 feet off.
Rasky over the back. Assist dug in the back row by Pritchard. Reg Romine has been the hot hand here of late for Grand Rapids. It'll be another opportunity for the Rise. And there she goes once again. Abercrombie got it across. Defense turning into offense. And another, are you kidding me? Win.
What can Brittany Abercrombie do? A diving save. Left arm, it actually works out that she's left-handed in this scenario. She's got all that power with her left arm.
Ankle injury, and also when nootsaratomkom is your starting setter, there isn't a whole lot of people that are going to beat her out for that assignment. So Rasky getting her first taste of action this season as a starting setter, and Erica Pritchard got a taste of
block. Watch Shampoo, who is a master at setting the block up, reading it, and that was almost a solo block. That fire.
Even Colvin back to serve. Foster out of the middle, dug by Rasky. Had a system ball, Pritchard blocked. Another block by Orlando in this set.
The block, Orlando. Knowing that's going to the outside, seeing that.
6 in this block alone. Rasky, dug by Goodpart. Abercrombie, dug by Rasky. That is tight, and that is trouble, and that is set point.
That set a little too Ogilvy just drifting a little too far onto the net. You see Pritchard nowhere to go. Trying to tip, trying to get it over. She had nowhere to go. But calling the timeout makes you think about it a little too much.
Rasky serves out of the back row. That means there's 3 attackers in the front row for Grand Rapids. Pritchard, the outside hitter, has been their hottest option all season.
Oh, in Columbus, it is 6-1-4 night. That's the area code here, their final home match of the season. They're looking to pick up their 7th home win of the season. Orlando at 3rd in 13-10. And out of system there with Orlando ahead by a point. Trickles over the net on that swing from Kaz Brown. And Izzy Rayposh tips it down for the Columbus point.
Playing left back right now, which was Natalie Foster, a middle. So she took.
Megan Courtney Lush serves short. That's part of the game plan to try and move Orlando back and forth with deeper and shorter serves. Doesn't work out on that point. That's something, though, that Columbus head coach Angel Perez just mentioned to us. PVF record with a 10-match winning streak. Well, that passed what Orlando did earlier in the year with a 9-match winning streak, but in a tailspin, 2-6 in their last 8. Looking to turn the page in this one. Horn pun good part. Back sets Kaz Brown. Out of system, Rayposh. Scooped up by Abercrombie, also very good defensively, especially in the backcourt. And Courtney Schwann, their ball control OH2.
Courtney Schwann's ball control is one of the best in the league, but here she is on offense.
Previously was an assistant under Brad Keller at USC. Courtney Schwann is dug by Megan Courtney Lush. Rayposh right back into the block. This time it was covered by Kaylee Cox. Kaz Brown plays that ball defensively. Cox with a couple of good defensive plays. The block, hitter coverage, and the pancake. Back set, Brown puts an end to it. Kaz Brown already with the 3 stuff blocks, showing up offensively as well.
Kaz Brown is really dominant off of 1 foot behind the setter. Watch
as Courtney Schwann serves it up, coming off the technical timeout. Really was a key for both sides. Both coaches, one of the first things they mentioned, they want to serve tough, take the other out of system. Nothing new, but especially with these middles in this matchup, something that both coaches were thinking about at length going into this match. And Orlando,
how elite and efficient these offenses are. You have to try and eliminate at least one aspect of it.
Janice Liao recently into the starting lineup, making her 3rd.
Getting her going early, get into a rhythm.
Short serve by Tom. She is good at that. Really knows how to drop that serve inside the 10-foot line.
This Columbus Fury team understands the assignment. They understand the game.
Something that at the start of this 3-match win streak against Indy, Columbus did a really good job of serving short, serving the stack in certain rotations. Paula Sarame recently back into the starting lineup at libero, makes a nice pass, and Liao converts.
Watch the pass, watch the ball control. Beautifully done, nice set, quick little gap.
What happened? Columbus back within 4. Middle swing for Natalie Foster. She's been having a fantastic rookie season. Numbers, a touchdown.
Off of 5 kills, a couple of 4-kill matches recently. I say, if you're in system, run through her as much as possible.
Big swing from Liao, making her presence felt in the verses originally.
nootsaratomkom is a wonderful decision maker.
Big bop there from Lindsay Vanderweide out of Oregon. There, Orlando, but Abby Hansen played collegiately on the same team as Lindsay Vanderweide. In general, they are 4th in the league, just about 2.5 blocks per set. Good par, nice setup to Foster. Orlando in system. Foster with the disposal.
Receive look easy. That was a dime of a pass right on Champu's head, who's able to run through the middle. Quick.
SMU and Wichita State in the NCAA. Taken off of 1 foot, Kaz Brown has had a nice first set for Orlando. And then nootsaratomkom serves short, causes trouble, and Cox scores.
Last time TomCom was at the service line, she popped that exact serve and had success. It just drops right in front of you. So if your first move isn't quick to the ball.
Okay, a little more distance on that serve, but still targeting Brown, having to play in serve receive. Abercrombie off the block cover. Columbus was celebrating.
Right time.
Janice Liao picks up her first stuff block, but she's 3 for 4 offensively. This time off the block and down for Brittany Abercrombie, who was the individual champion. But Orlando 2-0 in the series this year, 4-2 all time. Abercrombie using the block. And Orlando.
So the block isn't as used to setting up against lefties. It's a little bit more with the hands of Megan Courtney Lush, who's kind of fading and not pressed.
Liao is now 4 for 5. Janice Liao, offensive match.
Talk about a spark off of the bench. Really.
Now gets the serve. Back set Abercrombie with a bullet. Brittany Abercrombie straight down to the deck.
Yeah, that's how unstoppable she's been this season.
And she is getting going late in the first set. Set point. Good par, digs off the tip from Courtney Lush. Now, Courtney Schwann. Megan Courtney Lush. Orlando's big block in the first set punctuates a strong showing for a team looking to get back on track, 25-17. Being at Penn State, Megan Courtney Lush targets Vanderweyde. That's a blast from Schwann in front.
You're going to see Lindsay Vanderweyde get targeted on serve receive, be really clean on the pass, and Courtney Schwann back there. So you've got to go after Vanderweyde, but a beautiful pass, way to take care of it, and then a nice solid swing by
3 kills, a couple of errors, 13 swings for Schwann. Walker clips the tape. Good par, tries hard to feed Brown. Out of system for Megan Courtney Lush. Bad touch there by Sarame. Sneaking under the net was Cox, but although the save was legal, the angle wasn't there for Courtney.
This Columbus team has all of the effort. We see it in every single one of their matches. They're a never say die because she was able to score.
Liao was 4 for 6 in the first set, took that attack. Easy pickup for Courtney Lush behind the attack line there. And now Raypoch with the connection.
The momentum and the explosiveness that she brings with this D-ball, this back row.
There it is from TomCom. Able to wreak havoc in the first set with short serves, but Orlando seems to adjust Abercrombie.
Through your full offense, you have her as an outlet.
Nice serve by Schwann. Liao on the gap set.
Liao has been on. I was blocking to see her on defense, but she has burst onto the scene with the
Generation college student. Her family emigrated from Cape Verde on the west coast of Africa. Janice Liao. Vanderweyde gives it back to Brittany Abercrombie. Courtney Lush covers her own hit. Now Raypoch trying to get her going. Fantastic right side for Columbus, their leader in points this season.
This is a very balanced Columbus, a tried and true outside.
Kaz Brown takes that serve receive. She's had to a few different times. TomCom, the pancake. Good part, puts it back over. And so one tie setter makes a great play. And the other one is even better. Shampoo with the kill.
So sneaky, so deceptive with that shot. Good situational awareness. She herself is a threat.
Brittany Abercrombie going short again.
That's something that you have to expect.
It's tough for them to move back and forth across the court like a libero would. Turned down the line by Lindsay Vanderweyde, a 6th-year pro. Out of
With her arm nice and low and then swings through the ball really fast.
Now starting for the 8th time in the last 10 matches. Here's Schwann. Nice dig by Kaylee Cox. Same thing from Vanderweyde. Good backcourt defense, and Abercrombie tools it.
Get on top of the ball and swing it nice and sharp through the seam. She can take something off it and swing to those deep.
Pro player. He's upped her game. Tom to the back row. Kaylee Cox, a key role on Hel Perez was saying for Terry. That's a snap down right there from Natalie Foster.
Natalie Foster is also one of the seam if the block allows it, or if the block is up and set and in front of.
Of course, in professional ranks, you cannot serve as the libero. That's the traditional way this sport is played. The NCAA does a little bit differently. So long now, 6 kills, 17 swings. 5. Back set Abercrombie. That'll get the job done for Brittany Abercrombie. She still does not have.
Hitting around 667 with 7 high snap. Doesn't even follow through the ball. Just has to snap in the pace.
Cass Brown calling for the 1. And some prolonged contact with the ball. We were having that conversation.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit more liberal with calling it, but straight down at that.
So that was a legal hit according to the referee. A kill for Cass Brown. Bigger swing from Brown, and Orlando sides out right away after that Cox kill. Now 5 for 9 with no errors. Timing was off, did not matter. Kaylee Cox to the floor.
Timing was off, that pass was a little off the net, pushing that ball down.
3-time All-ACC at Miami, Janice Liao. Abercrombie, too much to deal with right now.
Holy offense on the block.
Columbus is a good blocking team. That's just a lot to deal with. Janice Liao keeping it going offensively.
Now, which is slightly surprising because Liao hasn't been playing as consistently, but it looks like she's been playing all season.
18th year pro TomCom is new to the club as well. On the D attack. TomCom able to get the up. Right back to it, Abercrombie. That'll get down there for Brittany Abercrombie. She is 12 first. Checking into the match, Kaylee Ramelsberg, and that's an early opportunity for the second-year pro out of Indiana University.
The last match, Kaylee Ramelsberg played.
I think maybe that was a situation where the R2 just might have seen that either live or right away on a replay. So very extra playoff berth in Vegas in May. Start of set 3. Does Columbus have something to say about it in their final home match of the season? Abercrombie from Natalie Foster. Shampoo flicks it to Schwann. Pancake Courtney Lush. That one was up. TomCom to transition in transition to Kaylee Cox. Now Scully leaves it up for Schwann and gets a piece of the net and scrapes it on the way down to the court. 10 aces this season. Float serve handled pretty easily. And Abby Walker briefly taken out for Ramelsberg.
It all starts with the pass. Megan Courtney Lush really stabilizes.
Megan Courtney Lush, 64% in-system passing. Huge number. Hammered again by Schwann. Over Doug. Scully going right back to Courtney Schwann. Out of the University of Washington, a native of Auburn. If Orlando scores here. Ray Potts left side swing. Back set for Brittany Abercrombie. That'll get down to the floor. Brittany Abercrombie is 15 for 22.
Range, but that was really well done.
Walker, the former American Athletic Conference freshman of the year at Cincinnati, and that one looked like a block at first, and the crowd roared. The school moved to the Big 12, so she was all conference at one point in both the AAC and the Big 12. Jill Gillen, the former Orlando Valkyrie, checking in and immediately showing what she can do.
So she's a really dynamic and athletic sixth rotation athlete.
Yeah, early in the year, she was having one of the best rookie campaigns in the league. A rocket from Morgan Lewis. So Gillen started to lose, playing in a reserve role this year now for Columbus. Big swing here from Lewis.
But running a very balanced offense, running through all of her options.
Good part as well. And Natalie Foster with the kill for her at the time on March 9th in Florida. And today, good part up to 30 assists. But Morgan Lewis is there at the opposing team out of system when it's the number one offense in the league. Here is Gillen rising up, throwing it down.
To answer your question, I honestly think that they've been having a pretty good service match. To
receive 8 serves. She has touched the ball on 8 serves. But despite that, Orlando is still finding a way to pass and be insistent enough despite another huge serve and the 5th ace of the night for Foster.
Or just high reward without a ton of risk for error.
There it is again, her 6th. This is as good as it gets. Foster, 6 aces in a match.
Watch the movement, watch where she contacts it, and then how it dips and dives.
That's a clean pancake by Lewis. And Columbus finally sides out, but Natalie Foster effectively shut. It was previously a 6-0 run. They got 5 in a row on Foster's serve, and that is too much. Abercrombie burying that ball underground.
Absolutely insane, and it completely tricked the block. Watch Cass Brown go right behind the setter. The block, both of them, is jumping.
15 kills with 2 errors on 29 swings, over 500. And even though Columbus wins that one, I think Amy Pauley has seen enough. A team that's on the verge.
Insane for an opposite.
Another serve receive by Cass Brown. She has touched the ball and serve receive as much as you'll ever see from the middle in this game. Shampoo to Schwan. Plays that one herself. Read by Kaylee Cox. On the push there. Walker. And the shot is out. Columbus with the point. Back set for Brown, and Orlando just going to town. They've been in system enough, and when they are 5 winning, breaking Orlando's winning streak record from earlier in the season. That was a dispiriting loss, but what a response now for Orlando with a chance to clinch a postseason berth. Here's Shampoo to Foster. She can do it in the front row as well. All those aces, but gets on the board once again as an attacker.
Because Natalie...
And she is 8 for 9. That's a short serve by Cass Brown. Seen a couple of those from her as much as she has been targeted. And Foster again, 9 for 10. Just keep the counter going for Orlando. These numbers, got to credit the crowd on hand here. A fun environment in Columbus, but Orlando just too good. Lindsay Vanderwaide to the floor.
เอกัสฮิลเซิร์ฟนะครับรับได้สวยๆอย่างนี้วันพันยกให้อะเบอร์เขามีตบลงไปนะสวยมากนะครับลูกนี้ต้องชมชวานนะรับบอลแรกได้ดีมากๆนะครับเอกัสเสิร์ฟมานะครับลูกนี้รับมาสวยๆแล้วไหลหลังให้แคชบาวนะยังตีไม่ตายทุกคนนะครับเวกัสก็แก้มาก่อนนะเกมรับดีอยู่แล้วไม่ต้องห่วงครับเซตให้อะเบอร์เขามีตบสวยๆนะครับเด็กกับหลังลูกนี้นี่ผู้บรรยายชื่นชมเลยนะว่าเซตได้สวยจริงๆนะครับรับบอลสวยๆไหลหลังให้แคชบาวหยอดลงไปนะครับลูกนี้สวยมากการเข้าขากับแคชบาวเนี่ยเริ่มดีขึ้นเรื่อยๆนะครับนี่จะเห็นว่า แคชบาวเนี่ยเริ่มที่จะจับจังหวะพรพันธ์ได้นะครับลูกนี้รับมาสวยยกให้นายทุบลงไปนะครับโอ้โหสวยมากต้องยอมจริงๆนะครับสำหรับการเซตของพรพันธ์นะมารับเสิร์ฟลูกนี้รับบอลแรกมาได้เข้ามือแบบนี้ก็ฟอสเตอร์ทันทีนะครับบอลเร็วที่เข้าขาที่สุดกับพรพันธ์ก็ต้องยกให้ฟอสเตอร์นะจังหวะเข้าจังหวะตีเนี่ยดีมากนะครับนี่ยกแบบนิดหน่อยนะครับฟอสเตอร์เขย่งนิดนึงก็ตบลงไปลูกนี้นายรับได้สวยนะครับฟอสเตอร์อีกแล้วนะบอลเร็วทันทีนะครับพรพันธ์แจกจ่ายได้ดีนะไม่ว่าจะเป็นหัวเสาหรือว่าบอลเร็วนะครับบอลแรกมาดีก็เลือกที่จะเล่นนะโอ้โหแคสบาลหลอกสวยเบอร์เขามีตบลงไปครับลูกนี้ยอมบล็อกของเวกัสบอกยอมนะครับไม่รู้จะกันยังไงแล้วยกลูกนี้3 เมตรเบอร์คอมบี้ยังรับได้อยู่ทุบต่อด้วยนายครับผมโอ้โหเรียบร้อยกองเชียร์เฮทั้งสนามทันทีทุกคนมาครับจังหวะนี้เวกัสเสิร์ฟมาพรพันธ์เลือกบอลไรโอ้โหหลอกสวยนะฟอสเตอร์นายตียังไม่ตายยังได้อยู่แก้มาก่อนนะครับลูกนี้พรพันธ์เลือกฟอสเตอร์อีกครั้งหนึ่งฟอสเตอร์หย่อแล้วยังไม่ตายทุกคนนะครับต้มมายังเข้ามืออยู่พรพันธ์เซตกลับหลังให้เบอร์คอมบี้ทุบลงไปครับโอ้โหสุดยอดจริงพรพันธ์ลูกนี้คือดีดมาไกลมากนะจากหัวเสาอีกฝั่งหนึ่งเลยนะครับทุกคนนี่สวยมากนะครับผมว่าเบอร์คอมบี้ตอนนี้ก็ท็อปฟอร์มเหลือเกินนะเสิร์ฟมาลูกนี้นะครับบอลแรกใช้ได้เลยยกมาให้ชวานแตะคืนไปก่อนบอลเร็วยังติดบล็อกของฟอสเตอร์พรพันธ์ยกให้เบอร์ตีโอ้โหลูกนี้เด็ดขาดจริงๆนะครับสวยดีสวยมากพรพันธ์สไตล์พรพันธ์คือมองหลอกก่อนนะทุกคนโอ้โหลูกนี้เสิร์ฟดีนะครับทำให้เวกัสต้องแก้มาก่อนนะบอลให้พรพันธ์ยกคืนหลังให้เบอร์คอมบี้แตะหย่อนลงไปนะครับจังหวะพรพันธ์เซตเนี่ยคือจะมองหลอกตลอดทุกคนเป็นอะไรที่ดีมากๆนะครับเนี่ยจังหวะพรพันธ์จะเฉลิงตามองก่อนนะครับโอ้โหสวยอ่านเกมบล็อกก่อนนะแล้วก็ให้ตัวตีนะครับจังหวะนี้รีบรับมาสวยยกให้ฟอสเตอร์ทุบเน้นเด็ดขาดจริงๆนะต้องชมเลยนะครับบีตำแหน่งนี้ต้องยกให้ฟอสเตอร์เลยบอลเร็วมาแล้วครับบอลแรกรับได้ดียกมาให้ตะวานทุบหนักเหมือนกันโอ้โหเรียบร้อยเด็กเสิร์ฟนะครับลูกนี้โอ้โหรีบรับสวยเหลือเกินไหลให้แคสบาวเข้ามือแบบนี้ครับโอ้โหตีไม่เหลือหนักแน่นจริงๆเกมบล็อกก็ดีเกมทุบก็นินเกมทุบก็เด่นนะครับสำหรับแคชบาวนะมาไหลหลังอีกรอบหนึ่งโอ้โหลูกนี้ตัดมาเร็วนะครับแม่แคชบาวบอกชอบจริงๆตีแบบนี้พรพันธ์ยกเบอร์ตีโอ้โหเรียบร้อยนะครับรับแล้วแต่ก็เอาไม่อยู่จริงๆจังหวะนี้พอเตอร์เสิร์ฟนะครับเสิร์ฟดีนะเสิร์ฟกดดันบอลแรกทำให้เวกัสเนี่ยเล่นลำบากนะครับยกมาจังหวะนี้ยังแก้กันอยู่เวกัสยกไปตีทัชบล็อกมาพรพันธ์ยกคืนให้เบอร์คอมบี้ทุบเรียบร้อยครับผมสวยงามตามท้องเรื่องโอ้โหคนเสิร์ฟก็น่ารักมากอย่างฟอสเตอร์นะนี่เบอร์คอมบี้นะครับตีทะลุบล็อกมาเลยทุกคนพ่อใหญ่คิโมชอนบอกเลยว่าเสียดายมากตอนนี้ทีมกำลังลำบากโอ้โหจังหวะนี้พรพันธ์เล่นบอล2สวยมากครับแคสบาววิ่งหลอกให้ด้วยนะทำให้เกมบล็อกของเวกัสฮิลเนี่ยตามจับไม่อยู่จริงทุกคนนะชมพู่มองก่อนนะเนี่ยโอ้โหเล่นจังหวะ2สวยมากครับเททั้งสนามเลยจังหวะนี้ยกมาเบอร์คอมบี้3 เมตรนะครับแคชบาวรับสวยด้วยนะต้องชมแคชบาวนะครับลูกนี้ให้ใครยกให้ฟอสเตอร์อีกแล้วยังอยู่ยังไม่ตายมาจังหวะนี้ยกให้เบอร์คอมบี้ทุบได้ไหมยังอยู่ครับเวกัสต้องแก้ไปก่อนยกมาพรพันธ์ยกเบอร์แตะหยอดเรียบร้อยนะครับวันนี้อาจจะจริงๆขัดๆนะทุกคนนะครับแอดก็ลองหัดภาควันแรกนะครับมีอะไรผิดพลาดต้องขออภัยหน้าที่นี้ด้วยนะจ๊ะหัวเบอร์คอมบี้แต่หยอดนิ่มๆอีกแล้วรับสวยนะครับพอตเตอร์ทุบลงไป โอเวกัสเสิร์ฟแต่ยังรับได้ดีนะครับ ลูกนี้แคชบาวหลอกสวยชวานวิ่งมาทุบเน้นๆหนักหน่วงจริงๆอนายรับบอลแรกดีนะแค่ต้องบอกไว้ก่อนหลายครั้งนะครับอนายกับชวานเนี่ยบอลแรกดีมากเสิร์ฟหนักแค่ไหนก็รับได้เกมขุดก็ทำได้ดีนะครับสำหรับอนายกับชวานนี่ลูกนี้เสิร์ฟติดเน็ตไปนะครับเซต2ก็ตกไปของออริโดวาคิลีทันทีนะมาต่อในเซตที่3นะครับต้องบอกว่าเซตนี้เนี่ยเวกัสออกนำไปก่อนนะครับแต่ว่าด้วยความเด็ดขาดของออริโดวาคิลีเนี่ยก็ไล่ขึ้นมาตีเสมอแล้วก็แซงขึ้นไปนะครับนี่โอ้โหพรพันธ์เซตหลอกสวยมากจังหวะนี้บล็อกไม่สมบูรณ์นะทำให้สามารถตีทัดลงไปง่ายๆนะครับนี่เห็นไหมบล็อกมาไม่ทันนะครับพะวงฟอสเตอร์ก็มาแรงเหลือเกินช่วงนี้มาเวกัสยกฟอสเตอร์อีกแล้วครับผมพรพันธ์นักปั้น MB จริงๆต้องยอมลูกศิษย์คนใหม่นาตาเลียฟอสเตอร์นะครับยกมาสวยลูกนี้โอ้โหชวานบอกตีโล่งๆอย่างนี้สะใจกองเชียร์นี่เห็นเต้นกับอับเบอร์ไป1 ทีเบอร์เซิร์ฟครับจังหวะนี้เวกัสยังได้อยู่นะแต่ต้องแก้นะเพราะว่าทีมออร์เรโดเสิร์ฟกันดีทุกคนโอ้โหลูกนี้ผ่านยกสวยด้วยนั่งพระเพียบยกกันไปเลยชวานบอกเดี๋ยวทุบให้เองสวยงามนี่จังหวะพรพันธ์เซตแต่ละลูกนี่คือต้องยอมนะครับยากจริงๆนะ5 เซตพรพันธ์เนี่ยจังหวะนี้ไหลให้ฟอสเตอร์กดไปสวยๆครับโอ้ตอนนี้เป็นขวัญใจวอลเลย์บอลเอาอเมริกาไปแล้วนะเซตได้หลากหลายขนาดนี้นะครับยกจังหวะนี้โอ้โหแค่เบาหลอกสวยตอนบอกทุบไม่เหลือเล่นแบบนี้นี่ฟอร์มแชมป์ชัดๆนะปีนี้ต้องดูกันยาวๆนะครับมาพรพันธ์เซตให้ชวานแต่ไปยังอยู่ล้นมาก็เสร็จแคชบาวนะครับขึ้นเซตพอยต์แมตช์พอยต์ไป
at Addition Financial Arena. First ball goes out to the pin, and Adora Anai recycled off the block, and off the second effort, Anai finds the floor, and Orlando is on the board for
on the left pin.
Those 92 kills coming into today, ranking in the top 5 of all players in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Courtney Schwann hunting the sideline, found it, point to Orlando.
The key for fast, however, they have gotten started fast in all of their sets. They have won the first set in
technology provides our up referee Young Park with instantaneous feedback as to whether a ball was in or out. No question there, that ball was in, and that is kill number 2 for Courtney Schwann.
Yes, Schwann is learning how to figure out how to play like she's practicing. She said in practice she's really aggressive. She's
Alani Yosia, she checks in now for the Valkyries, number 18 in blue. There she is, digging that ball up. Brittany Abercrombie tips it over the block and down.
Brittany Abercrombie on that D ball is so incredibly efficient and dynamic.
Championship a season ago brought back only 2 players, Nani Valentine Anderson and Brooke Nunaviller. Kayla Cappy played for Grand Rapids, and that is a quick kill in response by Orlando.
Talented. She has a nice long approach, great set by Shampoo right to her shoulder and then image.
7-5 Valkyries early. Back row Nunaviller picked up by Anai. Abercrombie looking for the heavy cross, found the back corner.
3 total kills. Week in and week out, she's putting up giant numbers from the front row and the back row. In serve receive, they're placing the ball nicely, and then Shampoo's running a nice balanced offense.
That ball is tight. Shampoo calls her own number and swats it over the net. Good ball there by Abercrombie in transition off the D ball. Nunaviller off the pick. Anai caught hands and out.
One of the most impressive things about Adora Anai is so confident. She swings so confidently, and then she's very calm after she gets a kill.
At least here in Orlando, play each other tight. Both extended set affairs a season ago. Great defense by Camila Gomez. Anai off the block and down.
What an up by Gomez. She puts herself to read on the ball. She's nice and low and she can pop it up, recycle it up for her team. But if you give Adora Anai a second chance.
Down to 3, meanwhile, for Orlando. Back set, Abercrombie. Good pursuit there and a free ball to Orlando. Opportunity for the Valkyries, who go quickly to the middle, and Natalie Foster. Madison, you really liked all opportunities. They ran that ball right up to the net, and Foster wasted no time putting it down.
And that is the key. You get a 3 pass, you are in great connection on that right side.
Kelsey Payne, one of the best players ever in Kansas history, recording her first kill of the match, and Brittany Abercrombie continues to rack them up here in.
It was absolutely insane. Great bump set by Shampoo, showing your experience there in the setter position.
Orlando. Schwann. Dug by Gomez. Good cover there off the joust by Goodpart. And a smart shot rolling it. Reagan Cooper, who last year played for the Columbus Fury. And off one foot, there's Kaz Brown on the slide. And Mads, when you run the 5, able to stretch it too far beyond that as this serve floats in short. Anai found the back corner. That defense was pulled in toward. Back underway here at Addition Financial Arena. Orlando leading it by 4, 16-12 after the first media timeout in Central Florida. Back row attack, Nunaviller dug by Yosea. And an off-speed roll by Adora Anai. We have seen the full repertoire. We've seen her drop the hammer, and we've seen shots like this as well.
And that's what makes her so elite. She has so many offensive tools. She's one of the most athletic 6-rotation players in the league.
Anai off the edge of the block and out. Adora Anai is off to a great couple of kills in this rotation through the front row for Kelsey Payne. Lindsay Vanderweide checks in, and this was a player that we saw. 5 kills on 11 swings in this opening set for Brooke. Vanderweide turn back. Brown tried to shove it to the corner. Vanderweide dug up and out by Brooke Nunaviller, and Orlando leads once again 21-20. Again, a reminder to claim a set in volleyball. That's Omaha ran a 2 libero system. They've since gone to a 1 libero system, and Witten comes in as a serve sub. And hey, if she digs a ball or two and it looks good, she says, we'll keep her in there defensively. Big swing there by number 8 for Omaha, trimming the lead to 1. High reach for Anai, and that's good enough. The off-speed shot falls, and Orlando has arrived.
Adora Anai has 8 kills, hitting almost 500. That hitting efficiency from up.
Shampoo Goodpart back to serve. Out of the middle. Poor dug by Yosea. Opportunity here for Orlando. Abercrombie and the Valkyries claim set 1, 25-22.
The Valkyries in set 1 hit over 400 increase.
Another lurk. Yeah, as good a start as you can imagine if you're a fan of Orlando. Taking on the reigning champs, the Supernovas, as we get back underway here in set number 2. It's Adora Anai with kill number 10. And Madison, just to follow up your thought on Anai's first set, I'm going to go back to the Valkyries. That's one of the 2 middles for Omaha back. That's Caitlin Horde, number 23. Abercrombie gets another kill.
We've seen a lot of range from Brittany Abercrombie. We've seen her take something off of it. We've seen her hit from the back row.
Well, it's great to make the move down to the floor this season here in Orlando. Kayla Caffey with an off-speed tip out of the middle. Abercrombie swats it off the block. Nunaviller, sharp angle out of system. Anai rises and fires. Cooper back row. Schwann, heavy cross. Opportunity here for the Valkyries. And out of the middle, it's Natalie Foster.
Thinking, man, I love volleyball. It is so much fun to watch. And what's fun about this rally is I think almost every
player to play with. She doesn't ask for much. And Navi Valentine Anderson is the type of setter that she wants to help you as best as she can. How much is the fact that she's okay with whatever set, even if it's not where she wants it to be, how much might that loom into some of those misconnections?
You know, I totally appreciate that. As a player, I also was, you know what, no, my fault. Like, I can swing at anything. So I think Nunaviller.
Nunaviller, Payne, and Reagan Cooper all comfortable from the back row. Brittany Abercrombie is comfortable from the back row as well. She hammers that D ball home.
Brittany Abercrombie, you already said it, but she tied the PVF 5-set record for kills with 30 kills. She can rack up some major points, and it's because
Valentine Anderson back to serve. 3 attackers in the front row for Omaha. Anai tips it over the top of the block and found the open space on the Terraflex.
That tip barely cleared the net, and that's how much confidence Adora Anai has in her.
Has 8 aces on the season. She had 8 all of last year. Nunaviller off the top of the block. Anai goes to the tip once more. Picked up by Nunaviller. And Cooper off balance. Rolls it over. Nothing off balance about that swing by Natalie Foster.
Foster had a breakout week with back-to-back season highs to finish with 21 kills throughout those 2 matches.
In a big way for Orlando this season. One of those real clear rising stars early on in year 2 for the Pro Volleyball Federation. Good pursuit by the Supernovas. Hanging in the rally for the moment. Anai puts it down and puts that rally to an end in a hurry.
The Orlando Valkyries are offense. The opposing block jumping with Natalie Foster.
It was an Omaha team that, despite dropping the first set, hit 290, which is about 70 points higher than their season average in set 1. Set 2 has just been an Orlando onslaught, largely from the drop. Anai has led the charge on offense for the Valkyries, and she continues to have a strong showing midway through the
arm swing and her snap on the ball.
13th kill on 23 swings for Laura Anai. And now she comes away with the block. Orlando leads by 10. Another strong swing. Omaha.
Parts of their offense that needed to get going and to heat up, so I like the decision to switch up the setters, get new chemistry on, and see how they handle it.
Out of the middle, Natalie Foster puts another ball down. That's another kill for number 13.
Serve and pass. She said their greatest weakness is if their block isn't established. I'm talking about the Omaha Supernovas now. She said
Coach Bird bringing in some fresh faces. Kendra Waite back to serve is one of those who checked in recently. Brittany Abercrombie has been a factor from the start for Orlando, and that's another kill for number 6.
That Amy Pauley said, Coach Sam Erger said, we just give her the green light. We let her go because it's a high-risk, high-reward serve.
That ball swatted out of play, point to Orlando, and shout out to Coach Erger, Trent Sorensen. That ended Colin. I was surprised that she didn't end up somewhere in the Pro Volleyball Federation this season. We'll see as it goes on. If Celia makes her way to the PVF, it would certainly be great to see her have an opportunity as well. Abercrombie has had an opportunity to make an impact in Orlando to the occasion time and time again.
Watch Abercrombie on that D-ball. Looks like the block of Reagan Cooper was just a little too early. She was on her debut of 8 rookies in 2025, and they're all stepping up.
7 of whom were playing college just this past season. Nunaviller, dug by Schwann. Abercrombie off the block and out. Brittany Abercrombie puts an end to set 1 and set 2 for Orlando, who races out to a 2-0 lead at the intermission.
Courtney Schwann's middle back deep.
It sends Kayla Caffey back to serve. She goes cross to Schwann. Out of the middle, Foster, dug by Londot for the moment, but Omaha wasn't able to get it across.
Natalie Foster can hit sharp angles. She can
Ace of the match for Orlando. That's tight. Off the D ball, Abercrombie finds the back corner.
And Abercrombie is in an absolute rhythm behind the service line, providing some service pressure, giving her defense a chance to recycle the ball. So it's good that Cooper stepped up.
Also helps when Brooke Nunaviller decides to come back for a second season of Pro Volleyball Federation play. Had Orlando off balance there. Yosia on the run, got it to Adora Anai. Misconnection there for Omaha. Anai, dug by Gomez. Cooper rises and fires, dug by Schwann. Abercrombie kept up by Londot. What a gritty rally. Tight, and Nunaviller runs out of room.
I think three different players for the Valkyries were on the floor at one die kind of play. The defense on both sides, phenomenal, and just an out-of-system set that didn't go their way. That was a hard attempt by Gomez, over the shoulder. I think ours is better.
Guys who wear suits to wipe up the floor. Now that is commitment. I do have to give Columbus credit for that. Orlando, give them credit for manning the net well, and the Valkyries have fought their way back to level. Kills at Ohio State, second all-time in program history for the Buckeyes. Kaz Brown, you mentioned number 11 for Orlando. She's been efficient. She just hasn't had a whole lot of looks on offense.
That was a nice in-system pass by Adora Nye. She took it high hands. Great to-her setter, and then Kaz Brown, she's very poised, kind of a sneaky attacker.
That was tied to the net. Good decision there by Waite to go ahead and dump it over and see if she can't get Orlando scrambling. Great defense by Gomez. Schwann, smart shot over the block and down.
Courtney Schwann just needs to be on the ball control, is almost as elite as they come. She was in that 4 area, nice pass on the ball by her.
Ahead of the stat feed, Orlando has in fact doubled their block count in this set alone. Out of the middle, Natalie Foster. Boy, she has looked so incredibly offensive already this season. And with that, Schwann finds the back corner.
We talked about Courtney. She's got 6 kills, hitting 267. Defensively, 4.
Foster. Cooper. Dug by Foster. The Orlando bench exploded when the middle came up big on deep transitioned out of it, Mads.
You know that has to feel so good by Natalie Foster. Ripping that serve, going to left, makes it really difficult to pass.
And it's got some funky movement and wobble to it. It's like a knuckleball in a way.
Yes.
That ball was out of play, and that is another point for the Valkyries. Courtney Schwann.
Of a line judge, even though I do love line judges, but it's very factual.
Camila Gomez, once again, has been terrific on defense. She has kept Omaha in rallies longer in some cases than they probably should. And there she is again with another quick twitch effort to keep the Supernovas alive. There she is again. But the whistle is blown by Young Park, and the point is awarded to the Valkyries. You can track that for everybody in the league, but I guarantee you she's got to be close to the top in pancakes per set. Off one foot, there's Kaz Brown. Applying more and more pressure, and Omaha continues to bend until there's an open gap, and then the bounce. By playing color, you kind of live moment to moment, so the short-term memory isn't always the greatest. I can assure you that 2 of those blocks were Londot. I don't know about the third, but she has been impressive. I don't know what the final stat line is going to be for Emily Londot, but I think she has made her case that as often as Coach... Out of the middle, Foster dug by guess who? Londot. Off 1 foot, Foster. Dug up by Waite. Nunaviller. Picked up by Scully. Great defense in this rally, both sides. But I believe that'll be a double contact call. In fact, it will be by Young Park. Point to Orlando, who now lead by 4. Been impressive. Back bump, Abercrombie.
Abercrombie loves that deep down the line. She's angled and she drops her pinky, driving it down the line. Reagan Cooper may need to set up a little bit more outside away from her.
Witten into serve. Foster and Orlando sweep the Supernovas.
Love a good yo-yo. Nina Chajic averaging 3.1 kills per set. The performance she put out the other night. Brittany Abercrombie, but staying on Chajic for a minute. Holly, before first serve, you mentioned the 21 kills. 61% positive passing, which is astronomical, and also was
To Teeler for the kill.
Taylor 10 of 29 to go along with 10 digs in the semifinal upset of Omaha. Brittany Abercrombie once again MVP, opposite of the year. It makes her so tough to stop.
The precision with which she attacks. This ball's a little inside her line, and she attacks that deep corner between the two Indy defenders.
Nice dig by Anna DeBeer. Talked to her before the match, meeting DeBeer, and she is so happy to be back at 100%. Told me she needs some time off after that long season at Louisville. Nice smart play over the top by the inspirational leader wearing number 11, Kaz Brown, last year's most outstanding middle blocker. 25-16. Very solid fourth set to close out the semi. On the back row to Chajic, piece of the top of the block, dug by Schwan. Oh, nice dig that time by Taylor off the deflection, but it was a net violation against the Indy Ignite.
And then one-on-one, big attack out of the back row for Anna DeBeer.
DeBeer 16 kills on 41 swings and passed exceptionally well also. Orlando continuing to look very, very smooth at the in the semifinal, but most importantly led her team to a 331 hitting efficiency. Off the deflection, that ball well in front of Crawford. Another kill for Abercrombie.
Orlando so far going off it to
Van de Wyde, a positive pass, beautiful swing into the cross-court corner.
Really hard to slow Brittany Abercrombie down because she has all the weapons. She's got that sharp angle. Far so good on that effective yo-yo serve.
Martin working on Schwan, expert receiver, nobody up.
That happened often in the semifinal. You can't double commit that left side ignite.
CC Crawford among the league leaders. Wonderful, again, wonderful passing this time, not only by Schwan, but Van de Wyde. Combination down the line, Kaz Brown.
Amy Pauley.
Out of Purdue. Excellent defensive specialist. Boy, a lot of room for Abercrombie. Shampoo is really doing a good job, and maybe more importantly, the receivers for Orlando.
Courtney Schwan, Shampoo's hands, and when she has that ball, she can run it with very quick tempo, and you see
And reception. Boy, right on target once again in Abercrombie. She is really on a roll right now offensively.
a way to affect her more, and I'll tell you, she's had all the 0.38 aces per set, and Natalie Foster's around 0.6.
Yeah, double that. Abercrombie again. She is absolutely the quintessential opposite. Never hits into the low.
High volleyball IQ, low air, and a dangerous ace.
11 kills on 25 swings, 1 error. How can Indy slow down the most valuable player or Kaz Brown?
Shampoo to Kaz Brown, this connection. Shampoo loves to push it behind her with speed, and you see Kaz Brown driving hard.
Good in reception, medium pass, what Amy Pauley was talking about. Scoring when everything is not perfect.
Brittany Abercrombie, that time high seam, and she finds amazing court vision to see the block and then pick where she wants to.
No errors in the semifinal. Once again, only 7 hitting errors for Indy throughout the course of the entire 5-set win over Omaha. They had 8 hitting errors in the opening set. Beautifully dug by Shampoo along with Schwan. Taylor looking into the cross court, dug by Shampoo. Right to knee, Abercrombie. Big crush by VA.
and Brittany Abercrombie is able to get a swing in
Scott there again, but nobody to follow up. A little bit of a that's like the 405 and the 101 intersection.
Going behind.
That's a big number, particularly in women's professional volleyball. Almost everything dominated on the left side. Nice play by Abercrombie again. Kill no back script here in the second set. Too much climbing uphill. There it is to Teeler. Nice dig by Abercrombie. We've talked about her defense all season long. And Vanderweide once again, but Abercrombie with the stab. And here is Kylie Murr. Vanderweide has really been up to it in reception. Murr is there, keeping the ball off the floor. Shampoo going quick, and that ball put away by White out of the middle.
Shampoo works her magic for the Orlando Valkyrie when the ball's in.
Short serve, Schwann all over that. And Abercrombie again, this time through Martin.
Serving and taking care of every contact. That's how you get momentum on your side of the net.
Just underway, third set, must win. As Johnny Teeler missed that. She's usually very solid overhand, very solid in every aspect, trying to smile that one off, if you will.
Well, frustrating. She's there with her hands, and it just gets away from her. Got too far under for the Indy Ignite.
Good call, Holly. That really was in perfect rhythm. Right back at you.
Kaz Brown and the Orlando Valkyries continue to attack the right side of the net, the left side of the defense for the Indy Ignite.
Kaz Brown now 32 Sunday night. Only 0-49 through the first couple of sets. Abercrombie, beautiful set by Shampoo to open up BA, the outstanding player at the opposite position. Let's go over to Madison Fitzpatrick. Elena Scott stepping in, expert pass right back to Chajic. Indy free ball ahead in the point. Good play by Teeler stepping in. Crawford on the slide. Well slowed by Vanderweide. Oh. Brittany Abercrombie again.
Shampoo does.
At so many positions, Shampoo and Hilly, Johnny Teeler, and Brittany Abercrombie. Nice play by Scott. Airborne. The roll shot is deflected. Schwann will track that down. $1 million on the line. Everybody laying it out. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Feel for the game by Abercrombie.
You have to.
14 of 26 now for Teeler and Indy. Still a ways to go and must have it. And Brittany Abercrombie is so good. Off the top of the block and out of bounds. First in the league during Brown on the slide, no combination, and smartly thrown down once again.
And that's the Terminator play. Kaz Brown drives for a back one set right behind Shampoo, and then a fastball.
Offensively, and not always with power. Really moves the ball around well. Dug by Vanderweide. High flat again, back-to-back kills by Abercrombie.
Sydney Hilly ready for that corner.
Back to serve her first year in the PVF Baird. Rock solid pass. Throwing it down into the middle, dug by Schwann. Transition and Vanderweide.
Johnny Teeler hovering above the net, but needs to be more disciplined with her hand into the middle. But Lindsay Vanderweide one-on-one block stuff.
Timeout coming if Orlando scores here, and there it is. It's at least a 3-0 run. There's the horn, no question. Was a very comfortable lead, all the momentum moments ago, and now it's 20. Then so far on the afternoon, 8 of 16. Very, very efficient for 11 in blue.
Watch Shampoo fast and flat to Kaz Brown, who gets seemed to work.
The match for $1 million, a championship in the second season of the Pro Volleyball Federation. Dug again by Scott. Good set in transition. Abercrombie out of the play. And Schwann able to come through on the outside.
Brittany Abercrombie picking up that little tip over the Ignite, trying to take her out of the play in transition. She picks it up. Shampoo working through the block.
The All-American outside attacker out of Stanford, 2019 national champion. Schwan will handle that, no problem. One-on-one. Shampoo and Schwan. Is this a team sport or what?
Incredible. I mean, Shampoo knows exactly where Brittany Abercrombie wants that ball. You got to be up over the net quickly to block her.
Yes, who wouldn't want to come to Las Vegas? Done a wonderful job all season long. Murr. Abercrombie again, one-on-one. You got to serve tougher than that. That was a lollipop.
Agreed. We want to disrupt the offense. This is not disruption. This is the termination.
That ball cannot be saved by Elena Scott. We're going to have a situation, a lot of adversity and a lot of pressure down the stretch. Were they even going to get in the playoffs? What offense? That serve is too easy. And Shampoo conducting the orchestra.
Beautiful feed by
Mammoth hill to climb now for the Ignite. Especially the way Orlando has been playing, save for that third set. Abercrombie again. Fine, she can go on a run. Championship point number 2. They're going to get a look to Abercrombie for it all. Orlando